Hola, hiya. How's it going? Buenos dias. Hello and good morning. This is Andrew Weston, writing in the Matrix Grid Systems right now. So, uh, sorry about that glitch right now. I just finished healing two friends of mine. So basically, that's why I was a little bit late, but I'm okay now. Everything's good. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As I work and relate in the Matrix Grid Systems right now, I'm changing all its activation codes through line formations. And line formations are going through its connection energy waving patterns through the harmonic systems. So it's high winding on so many different cycles of its circles. So everything through its diamond's core is its connection through the galactic dimensional Earth. And like I said, we're going to apply it to the fifth dimension. And that high vibration is going to bring it to its allocation, to its location. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've already shown you demographing systems of its seismographing systems through the location of everything through its northern, western, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you all to the subscribers and viewers and everybody else who's been watching my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. So I hope everybody's having a great Sunday afternoon, or depending on the time zone you are, Sunday morning or Sunday night. It's great to know that I have the love and support from you guys. Let's get started. I've got some illustrations of diagrams that I want to do. But right now, I just want to make sure that everybody's going through their meditation methods and they're cleansing their souls, uprising their cycles, changing all their line divisions, everything through its activation of its codes. Because everything through a chakra formation is a code, and that's how you master things through space continuum. Okay, so basically, this is what it is. This is the energy that was given to you through its cycle, because now I resonate in the matrix system. And basically what it is, it's a circle, okay? But it's kind of like the graphing system. Okay, it just goes around and around in a circular rotation. Okay, and it has a whirling path. Okay, a whirling path, and this is where it comes in line in defense. Okay, so it's all communication lines. Okay, and basically you have a skywalk. I think I mentioned that too. What's going on with this skywalk? So everything through its activation is its center. Okay, it's web graphing system. This is the matrix, and this is what it looks like. And then you have the galactic higher self inside the computer system. Okay, so the computer system is using connection energy waving patterns to the galactic higher self. And the galactic higher self basically is communicating with the matrix energy circle. Okay, and that's where it becomes extremely real, because everything is line defensing right now, and it's changing all its activation codes. So I'm just doing an outwind of the picture of the galactic higher self, so everybody gets a true wind of what's happening right now. So the basic idea is the galactic higher self is always communicating, okay, before he goes into a dimension. It's extremely important that he does that, okay, because that's how he changes activation codes, and that's how he goes through different dimensions. Okay, so it's something like this. This is the communication line of his skywalk, okay? So he walks across that. He goes into the circle of its line defense, okay? So it kind of looks like this. Okay, this is the circulation rotation. This is the activation of its web and graph system as he's communicating through mind telepathy of telekinesis. Okay, now this is going to get more complicated because it's in the matrix system, and the matrix system is always colorful, right? Extremely colorful. Okay, so it always has its line defense, and everything through its line defense is its connection defense. And those connection defenses from the energy circles through the energy cycles. And those energy cycles go round and round. Okay? So it's kind of like a whirlwind surprise. When you wake up in the matrix, you're in a different realm every single time. And all you're doing in the matrix is basically changing activation codes. That's what you're doing. Okay. Once you get a north wind, south wind, and east wind and west wind of that, then you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. And like I said, the outer layer is always the green. Electronic interference, protection grids. Okay. Okay. So basically, when he's going through this, his connector energy waving patterns, okay, is going through the skywalk. And as a skywalk, each line defense is a different dimensional realm of its point system. Now, you've probably seen this in a lot of movies, but that's what it kind of looks like. Let me clear this out here. Forming it a little bit better so you guys can see an outlook and an outlayer of what I'm talking about and how powerful it is. Okay? Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's the activation codes through the galactic higher self as he's communicating through the skywalk. Okay, these are all the divisional lines, the electronic interference, which is the protection grid through the plasmesium force systems. Now, me being in the matrix, all I'm doing is changing allocations through locations through another dimensions of higher frequency levels through their harmonic systems. So my brainwaving system is changing everything through its computer systems. Okay, so let's make the skywalk red. Okay, so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, and the skywalk is a communication line. Okay, everything is a communication line once you're in the matrix. Okay, so basically that's what it is. So he formates and plateaus onto the skywalk through the connection of energy wires through the activation codes, and everything through its line defense is changing its activation codes each time per second. And that's how powerful it is through the matrix. Okay. So that's interesting. Sounds like a person just experiencing over and over again. No, because when you're in the matrix system, you're waking up to a different day. It's like you breaking yourself up through your DNA structures and getting up in the morning, just finishing doing whatever you do and going through that same process of the same routine on a day-to-day basis. So you wake up every single day and you feel either good or you feel bad. But when you wake up, you're doing something different every day. You're not repeating what's going on through your sequences of your day. So when I'm in the matrix, I do everything different through its activation of its codes, and I see everything, okay, that looks amazing, okay? Yep, you're pretty informative there. You know me. Welcome to my YouTube channel. There's a lot that you've missed. Just try to reframe, and through my brainwaving system of the analytical system of the computer system of its matrix and its grids energy systematical systems, you can pick up a lot more through all my live shows. But this is what it is. Everything through its line defense. That's the galactic, that's me, and all communication lines to the skywalk, okay, through the energy of its activation codes, okay? So each line is a formation through the electronic interference of its protection grids, right? Which is always the green. That's the protection. That's the identity force. But everything through its line defense is changing its activations through the matrix and its systems. So that's what it is. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You're pretty informative in Space Continuum. You've got a little bit of matrix in you because exactly that's what it is. Everything is related to the Bible, but I'm just reframing through my framing system, through my computer system of the matrix and its grid systems, what goes on the matrix on the everyday basis. So my connected energy waves are always going through radio signals every single day, okay, through the matrix. So that energy of information through the data and the input and the output that I give myself it goes into my system, it circulates and rotates and comes back out through an illustration. I rather do illustrations because everybody likes to see pictures. And I'm just showing you what formulates in the matrix because it's always created. Everything is line divided. You just have to understand how to change the activation frequency codes so you can go through different dimensions of higher frequencies. Because the matrix, when you're in the system, through the brainwaving system of the mind, epileptic system, those changing waving patterns are always going through communication signals, through radio signals. So that's where it gets more complicated. But it's fascinating. It really is. Because it has its continuous force and it always rides in the matrix system. So once you high wind yourself and once you get out of the galactic system, you get into the matrix system, and the energy that's given into you, you have to know exactly what to do. Because the mind and the brain opens up its frequency levels through the visualization. And that visualization comes from its energy source. And the energy source is the energy information. So it just shows you how powerful the matrix is. Okay? So every process is different through the matrix. And like I said, everything through its cross reference is activation codes through the communication of its skywalk, because that's a skywalk. Okay, and he's going across that skywalk, and these are perpetuating. Okay, they're sign winding divisional levels, and it's always going through its circulation and its rotation, so it's going round and round. Okay, and the web graphing system is on a full communication line as its activation and its codes. The galactic higher self uses its communication waves through the telepathy. It opens up its frequency through the plasmesium force systems and creates a new divisional line of a dimension of a higher frequency through the harmonic system. Because every electronic line formation is a door, and that door is created, okay, through the galactic higher self. Every single time he goes through a different dimension of its vibration. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, the matrix is extremely real. So I just wanted to show you what goes on right now. Things are getting a lot more complicated right now because the activation codes are changing through the numbers, shapes, and letters. I was showing you how to do a DNA structure of a building and how to formulate all its colorations and how you can break the frequency codes and see a letter, take that letter, put it in a higher dimension of its allocation to a location, and communicate with it, use its radio signals, and platitude it to its solar surface. And that kinetic energy surface becomes its own matrix surface. So, yep. Yeah, it's a lot like Lucy. Yeah, I've seen that movie. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. Yeah. But she had like some kind of energy cell system where it went into her DNA structure, changed all her bodily functions of its DNA. I think it was some kind of crystal. And it's taken over her body system. And she was creating from the analytical system. You know how you get 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. And it high rises to so many levels to 100%. And 100% is the infinity of the creation, which is circulation and its rotation. Now, if you have a car, okay, that keeps going round and round so fast, and it keeps going, and you keep seeing it, you keep focusing on it, and eventually that car is going to disappear, okay? And once it disappears, you're going to understand everything through its creation. And that's how it has its involvement through the matrix and its grid system, because everything is on an extreme force, okay? Everything is on a time sequence too, through its activation codes. So, but it's extremely powerful. But this is the energy that was brought to my attention. Because every day I reside in the matrix now. And the matrix is getting more powerful every single day. And the matrix has to do everything with the galactic solar sun, planet, and the galactic moon, because they both communicate on the same waving lengths through communication signals of radio signals, okay? And they answer back through the matrix and the grid systems of all colorations through the galactic dimensional earth of its gravitation. Okay? So that's how it is all communicated through the matrix. It's powerful stuff. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention, a review of what's going on. And every day I wake up in the morning, I'm in a different zone. I call it a zone, a matrix zone. And those matrix zones are going through its different dimensions of its activation codes. So, Angie, how you doing? Yeah, there was a little interruption right there. I had a little bit of an internet failure, but it's all back up high rise right now through its communication of its electronic device. So everything is good. So I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I had to reset it because it wasn't volume in properly, right? So it's all good now. But how are you doing with your meditations? Are you cleansing? Are you breathing? Breathing is the most important. Let's just start off with cycles, okay? This is very simple, okay? But I just wanted to show you what happens with the matrix. Anything that you miss, you can watch back. But this is what it is. Everything is line divided, okay? Your life is a circle split in 4 sections, okay? Now, your 4 sections always center point. Always. It's always in the center, okay? Now, everything around it, okay, it's like a pie or pizza. See how it splits the side? You have to know angular through triangular because everything angular and triangular divides through subdividing and dividing. Okay? So this is dividing. Okay? And anything with its bending sequence. Okay? So from here, it rotates. Okay? As it spins, because everything goes on a circulation and its rotation. So it has a bending surface. So it's subdividing. Okay? Now these are things that are in the matrix system. Okay? So there's dividing and there's subdividing. Okay? So basically you're changing its location through its dimension. Okay? And everything through its top surface is its point centers. Now, I did the point centers already with my planet system, but I'm just showing you what happens when you go through the planet system of all point systems, because each point system is a dimensional set. Okay? Dimensional set. So everybody get a full wind of that now. Dimensional set. Okay? It's very important to know these things because you have to understand the geometric system through the geometry system and everything through its connection of its geographic system, of its medical system. The medical system is changing everything through its life formation of its vibration of its harmonic system. So everything is dimensional set, okay? Everything has a point center, okay? Now those point centers, basically that's pretty much your life. And everything in the center, okay, is the brain and the mind, okay? So everything is activated on a circular and a rotating. So it's always on a rotation. It has to go on a continuous force, okay? And it only goes one particular way, okay, which is forward, right? It's always on a continuous force. And that's how you gain your power, is to just understand everything through its lining and subdividing. Because like I said, everything is calculated, modified through calibration and mass. Okay. So, but I'm just showing you how important it is to understand point divisions, because point divisions are line divisions, and line divisions are matrix divisions. Once you get into matrix divisions, it changes everything to its point center. So it's like an electronic energy systematical board. Remember I was telling you about my dream sequence and how it has a figure 8 motion? Everything's connected. So it kind of looks like this. Okay, so it's in a circular rotation. Okay, everything is dimensional set. Okay, everything through the mind and the brain is on a day-to-day basis. So your lifespan goes on its continuous force, but it goes in its cycles. Okay, and it goes round and round, and that's how it creates its divisional of its dimensional sets. Okay, and it just keeps going, going, and going. That's what I call the karmic wheel. Okay, that's the karma wheel. Okay, that is what is formulated through space continuum of the matrix system. Now, once you guys get a true understanding of what's happening with your divisional levels of your cycles, everything's connected. Now, if you decide to go the opposite way, okay, so let's say you have a circle here, a smaller circle here, and you go the opposite way. I'm just showing you between the positive and negative. It's so important because every video shows you different aspects of what happens with your behavioral systems. Okay, so if you go the opposite way, you're creating negative dimensional set. Okay, is everybody still with me already, or it's getting complicated? But I'm trying to make it easier for you because this has a lot to do with your life spans. Okay, everybody think? Understand? Great. I'm glad you understand. Okay, so basically that's what it is. It's going the opposite way. Okay, so basically when it goes the opposite way, just between light and dark, it creates its own, okay, dimension. Okay, and that dimension sets its tone through the dimensional set, which basically line divides and subdivides. Now, once you create that, create a divisional line through its center, it becomes a negative realm. Okay, negative realm. Okay, so you're creating a negative realm through the circle of its line defense, of its sub-defense, and everything through its energy defense, and all connection energy waving patterns of its matrix and its defense systems. Okay, that's what it is. So you can create a dark realm through the matrix by line and subdividing. So it's extremely important to always have that karma wheel, but it's on a continuous force system. It always has to have its force systems. Okay, these are the force systems. And the force systems allow you to move forward. Okay, it's on a continuous force through the force systems. Okay, these are the connected energy waving patterns of its circle and its dimension, which has its own dimensional set. Okay, so your lifespan is not only going forward, but you're getting everything that you want through the visualization of its mastering of its thoughts. So once it's going on its continuous force, it high rises, it's plasmesium force systems, it opens dimensions to another realm of its significance. And that significance becomes extremely powerful, and it opens a dimension of a door. Okay, see how it goes round and round? Everything through its activation is its center. So it's Reb graphing system. Okay, basically you activate it through the galactic higher self, right? Now the galactic higher self is already in the mind and the brain frequencies. So that's the inside. That's the inside of a brain. Okay, that's your lifespan through the mind conceptions of the mind scepters. Okay, see that center point right there? That's the activation. That circulates and rotates through its dimensional sets and creates a positive feed through the mastering of its thoughts. Okay, and it's using its force systems to bring itself forward through the body and ecosystems. So that's the difference between the positive of its circulation and its rotation to its negative of its circulation, its rotation, and its negative realm. So that's what it looks like. So, like I said, it's getting more complicated. Okay, questions are great. So I've already got 25 minutes in. Okay, we can answer questions now. Okay. Still struggling a bit, but working on it best as I can. That's great. So keep up your circulation rotation, understand your waving patterns through your energy cycles, through your energy fields, through everything, through its body and ecosystems of communication waves, okay, of waving patterns, okay, and communication of your radio signals. So opposite way is using light to fight light. That's how darkness is made. Everything through its opposite is negative. So you're creating something that is negative. Everything through its vibration of its harmonic system. Anything that's forward is its light formation. Light is created through its forwardness, going on this continuous force of its karmic wheel. Dark is created through the opposite, okay? Because you have the positive and negative. Now, once you have a positive and negative wire, a positive and negative wire, okay? So one's going on a circular rotation, okay? It's going extremely fast. Okay, this is where the atom theory comes in through its molecules. And then you have another circle over here, okay? And it's subdividing. This is where it comes into its own creation. But this is how galaxies are formed through its fumings of everything, so through its gases and everything, through its particles of energies and colorations of its matrix, okay? So it's going the opposite way. So eventually what happens is it goes on its continuous force of its connection force. And once it goes, it keeps going and going and going and going, going and going and going. Once it hits the center, it activates, okay? And then it explodes. Okay, explodes. Okay, that's the beautiful thing, right? Now this happens in space continuum. This is not the body and ecosystem. I'm just showing you what happens when you go on its full continuous, where you need the positive and negative through space continuum, because that's how it formulates and creates its own DNA structure of a new galaxy system. Okay, so it kind of looks like this, going this way, and it's going opposite way. Okay, so it kind of looks like that. Okay, that's the activation of the atom theory. One's going one way, one's going the opposite way. Okay, one's going forward, one's going backward. They unite, come back together, formulate through its galaxy systems, and create something wonderful. You know, that's what it is. That's a beautiful thing, because everything is through electronic interference in all communication waves through the galaxy systems. But when it comes to the body and ecosystems, you have to understand how to balance out your equilibrium through its balance, and everything through its connection of its systems. Okay, because everything rides on a force connection wheel. Okay, so it's understanding how to keep everything aligned, intact, formulate it so it looks positive rather than negative. Okay, because you know how to positive and negative, they come together and then unite and the light goes on, right? But having that light formation is understanding how you can use that through its communication and bring yourself to a higher vibration of its frequency through the harmonic systems, so you can communicate on higher levels of intelligence through planets and solar systems. So, but it's fascinating, you know, it really is. So one more look at that, so you get a better understanding. Anything that you miss, you can watch back. So that's basically your life set right here, what goes on a day-to-day basis. And it's up to you to keep it on its continuous force and not its negative force. So there's a diagram there for you guys to look at. So I wanted to clear that up. Hey, Dustin, how you doing, buddy? How's it going? Original karma wheel. You don't want to go back on that original karma wheel because that's the past reference. You want to create a whole new DNA structure of yourself. Why you want to know me. You know what I mean? That's what you want to do. You want to bring yourself forward. You don't want to go on that original reel because you're creating the dark realm through a negative source, through a negative vibration, through the harmonic systems. And once you create that, what happens? It goes in its past reference. Every day you wake up, you're in the past. Okay? You can't move forward. That's why people are stuck, because they don't know how to move forward. But if you understand the karma wheel of its force recognition, that's understanding in the in or out of its force systems. Okay? Because the matrix only resides in force, connection, energy wavings. You know, everything through its electronic interference, everything through its connection wires. So, at the moment, there isn't anything coming up. There's no portal, no. Right now, I'm fixing line divisions through its activation codes and changing all the frequencies through the harmonic systems of the matrix and the grid systems. All the energy systems right now are line dividing through the galactic dimensional Earth, right? The hardest thing to do is to find a new vibration for the galactic dimensional Earth, because we got to change all its structure of its DNA structure to its land mass, its water mass, because it's split in 4 divisional levels of northern, western, southern, eastern hemispheres. Okay, and I'm using 30,000 galactic higher selves protecting the grids right now. So the AI vessel that I'm in right now is using communication of its satellite dishes and using its crop circles through its energy cycles, through all division lines of its circles, and everything through its line dividing and subdividing through other communication lines of activations. So now I'm working with not just numbers and shapes, but I'm also working with letters, like I said before in my last video. So that's what's happening right now. But I'll keep you informed, Dustin, what's going on with any portals. Other than that, it's just, yeah, right now everything is riding in the matrix system. A mantis frequency, quite a high energy. Yeah, that's a line defense of that's on a wheeling force of its connection force through a harmonic system. So not only you change your level of its energy defense, but you high rise all divisional levels of its frequency to its harmonic system. So, oh, you're extremely welcome, Zara. I'm glad I can help you out. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help everybody out, formulate through their chakra formations and bring them back to their center points. Because everybody has a power center. You just have to understand how to activate it. And you want to keep that light formation going on an everyday basis through your meditation methods. And cleanse those souls every single day. Use your breathing mechanisms. So important. Because that's open communication. And that's how we communicate on all levels. Of line defense, security defense, everything through its energy defense, everything through its cycles defense, everything through its calculation defense, modification defense. That's what I'm saying. Everything is line and security defenses now because I'm in the matrix grid system. So changing those activation codes is not only that, but I am also changing lock formations through calculations and everything through its mass, because everything through its vibration is a different mass of an energy device. And those energy devices go through the circuitry levels. Okay, remember I was telling you about the point centers through the electronic boards? Everything is calculated through a circulation rotation like a figure 8. Okay, because it's all communication line through its intelligence. So once you understand radio signals and everything through the matrix and its grid systems, you understand its coloration and how it formulates and how it becomes its virtual reality of its systems. So it's fascinating stuff. But other than that, I hope everybody's doing well on a Sunday. I find Sundays more of a relaxing day. To me, I find Sundays are a great day to meditate. Every day is a great day for meditation, but the energy information gives you more input and more output of what's happening through the matrix systems. So right now, everybody should just concentrate on, I'm noticing there's a lot of meditation methods that are happening through its cycles, and everybody's sidewinding the divisions. So try to keep those frequency levels balanced, okay? And your energy systems are going through your body ecosystems, and they're changing its waving patterns through its energy patterns. And those energy patterns are changing through the volumes of oxygen. So you really have to be careful on the atmospheres that you go through, okay? Because there's so many mastering divisions of space continuum in its atmospheres. You have to understand everything through its communication, because higher intelligence has higher formations of harmonic systems, okay? So like I said, it's going to get more complicated. That's great. That's great. You're doing super meditation. That's what I like to see and hear and do. The next 2 days with energy updates like this. Yeah. I'll keep you informed of what's going on through its portal system, but nothing right now through its plasmasium force. Basically, just keep doing what you're doing, communicate with your higher self. Try to high rise your division and communicate more with its vibration. Okay? Understanding your energy and information and your vibration, your thought process and your communication energy waving, sacred universal, high rising divisional level of its matrix grid heart. Okay? So every time I get up in the morning, I high rise in so many different energy thoughts, and it's mastering everything through its circuitry of its systems. Okay? And those circuitry systems are line dividing through numbers, shapes, and letters. So, and I think I mentioned too, is that we do have those activation codes, and those letters turn into words, okay? And that's how they're structured. And we use those code frequencies because everything through its letters, shapes, or numbers, okay, are all radio signals through its communication lines. And after they become communication lines, they become the matrix grid system, okay? But everything is high rise on mastering levels. So Dustin, I think you understand that more once you're in the galactic system with your galactic higher self. Because there's solar kinetic energy force through their harmonic energy force through the galactic energy force system. But everything is force reckoned with, okay, with the soul recognition of its matrix grid systems. So, but my high winding force right now is just unbelievable. It's so powerful in the matrix, So please feel free to watch back everything that you've missed. It's very important what's happening right now, because all those activations are changing its vibration, and it's changing everything through its mass, because some vibrations are smaller than others, and you have to understand everything through its line frequencies, because every line frequency is a different dimensional of its intelligence, and that intelligence high rises through the harmonic system. So it's understanding line dividing and subdividing. Like I said, it's very important through its point systems, because those point systems become its dimensional sets, okay? And you create the positive through its force systems, okay? So, yeah, you can actually say that you want to know me. Yeah, everybody, yeah, locos, that's right, because they don't understand their energy divisional levels. They don't understand the waving patterns. They don't understand communication of radio signals. Okay. So they're high winding their forces, going through meditation methods, and they're trying to figure out how to get that balance. See, when you go up and you're in a positive feed, but your negative wants to reach up, but it doesn't know how. So it's going to be doing this back and forth, right? So basically you have to communicate on a negative wire change that frequency level through its circuitry system up when it cycles through its point systems, okay? And that negative wire is going to go away, and then you're going to high rise up. That's what you want to do, okay? And that's what I mean by mastering thoughts, because it's extremely powerful once you're in the matrix. And like I said, things come easier when you're in the system, because everything's computer graphing through the analytical mind of its computer systems. So I can go extremely deep, but I'm not going to give you too much. I'm only giving you enough to chew on right now, okay? So if you keep resonating on my channel, I'll show you a lot more of what's going on in the matrix. It's fascinating stuff. And what's more fascinating is I'm the only one in the system. It's fantastic. It really is. It's this unbelievable world, you know? It high rise on so many different levels of vibration. But it's work too, right? Because you're seeing this, you know, it's incredible force. It really is. And then you understand everything through the colorations of its communication. And you get all the answers that you want, you know, through your body and ego systems, through the mind and the brain frequencies. Because everything is open frequency of its harmonic system when it comes to the matrix. And that's how you understand its numbers, shapes, and letters. And that's how you change its activation codes through its matrix and the grid system. Okay? And all this communication and the waving patterns of the energy divisional levels of its cycles. So, but yeah, I can go extremely deep, but I'm just giving you enough right now. I don't want to give people too much. And that's why I do these diagrams, because it shows you everything that needs to go on right now. And it's present. These are the things that are going on right now, and it's present through the matrix. Okay? So I'm showing you what you need to do through your body and ego systems and how you move yourself forward through the divisional sets of the subdividing and dividing through the four systems of its point systems. So, but other than that, you know, you guys are learning more and more each day. It's fascinating to know that everybody is meditating, you know, and the more you meditate, the more you see things different. And it's just, it's an energetic energy feeling that you get over your mind and the brain, okay? And everything through its body and ego systems is so in contact with everything through its communication of its radio signals. Because everything is connected through its shape system of its pixelization system. Now, once you're in the matrix, this is where you understand your pixelization of its body, okay? Because it's biochemical cell through an energy cell, and everything through its shape is an activation of its dimension through its code frequencies of the matrix and the grid systems of chakra formations. Now, this is where you start using your chakra formations through its communication lines of its lining. But it's just, it's unbelievable. Like I said, you know, I can't even put it in words, because the matrix is everything that you want. And it's extremely, extremely powerful. Once you open the mind and the brain frequencies and you're in that analytical mind system, the mind framing system is changing everything through its graphing system of its computer system. Okay? So it's like being a computer and understanding software, understanding defaults. It's understanding firewalls. It's understanding how to go through a firewall. It's understanding how to reset. You know, that's what it is. You become a computer system through an energetic system, and then eventually into the matrix grid energy system. So Other than that, how's everybody else doing? Yeah, it's all about understanding how to deprogram and program again through your DNA structures of your biochemical cells and how to activate them through its code frequencies. That's what it is. Once you understand ground formation, atmospheres, cloud formation, space continuum, galactic system, energy core, and the matrix, then you understand everything through its winds and everything through its traveling mechanisms and its location of its grid systems and its intelligence lines through its number systems. So, but, so I gave you guys a lot to think about. I gave you some illustrations to look at. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to tap out for now, but I love you guys very much. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and share as I keep you informed of what's going on through the matrix grid system and its activation codes of its energy systems. So everybody have a great day. This is Andrew Weston, resident in all solar systems, planets, and tops from the matrix systems of all communication lines of point systems. Calling it. Adios.